Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're breaking down a highly lucrative and surprisingly low-code career path, the Guidewire Business Analyst. Look, if you've been searching for a way to secure a truly future-proof position in tech, specifically within the absolutely booming insurance technology space, you are in the exact right place. We're going to look closely at what this role actually is, why it commands such a massive premium in the market, and exactly how you can position yourself to land one of these coveted spots.
Okay, here is how we're going to break it down today. First, we'll talk about the ultimate tech career bet. Then we'll cover what exactly they do, followed by the skills and tools you need. After that, finding your perfect fit, salaries, and career growth. And finally, your step-by-step roadmap.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the ultimate tech career bet.
So there is this massive misconception out there. People think that to make real money and have ironclad job security in tech, you absolutely have to be a hardcore software developer, right? Spending your days writing thousands of lines of code. But honestly, that's just not true. You can actually build a highly stable, exceptionally well-paying IT career with a really clear progression path without ever having to become a programmer. As a Guidewire business analyst, your superpower isn't writing code. It's understanding complex business needs and translating them. And let me tell you, in the enterprise software world, that specific translation skill is incredibly rare and highly valued.
The demand here is just staggering. Right now, over 500 major property and casualty insurers worldwide rely entirely on the Guidewire platform to run their daily operations. We're talking about massive, multi-billion-dollar companies. When these carriers configure their systems or go through these massive multi-year migrations to the Guidewire cloud, the financial cost of a misunderstood requirement is enormous. I mean, they desperately need people who can ensure the system gets built exactly right on the very first try. That massive global footprint, it translates directly into phenomenal career stability and mobility for you.
Moving right along to Section 2. What exactly do they do? To really wrap our heads around this role, we first need to define the beast you'll be working with. Guidewire Insurance Suite is a wildly complex core system. Think of it as the beating heart of an insurance company. It handles all the logic for policies over in Policy Center, manages every tiny detail of claims in Claim Center, and processes all the money in Billing Center. Because it handles such critical, heavily regulated operations, these companies need the platform configured to perfectly match their specific business rules. And well, that is exactly where you come in.
I absolutely love this definition. On paper, sure, this is a standard business analysis role. But in reality, you are a vital, bilingual diplomat. You've got to be able to speak the language of insurance business to the underwriters and claims handlers, and then literally turn right around and speak IT delivery to the developers and architects. You are the human bridge ensuring that what the business desperately needs is exactly what the tech team ultimately builds.
So what does a random Tuesday actually look like? Well, your day-to-day involves running highly interactive workshops to pull raw needs out of the business users. You'll be doing gap analysis, which basically means looking at what the company does now versus what Guidewire can do right out of the box and finding the gaps. Then you turn those gaps into structured documents and user stories. You'll also maintain a traceability matrix, which is really just a fancy way of saying you track every single requirement from the very first meeting all the way through to final testing. And yes, for sure, you'll be managing conflicts when different departments want totally different things. It's highly dynamic, people-focused work.
Okay, let's jump into Section 3, skills and tools you need.
You're going to need to master a very specific three-part intersection here. A skill trifecta. First up, insurance domain knowledge. You really have to understand the entire life cycle of property and casualty insurance. Second, Guidewire product expertise. You must know how Policy Center, Claim Center, and Billing Center actually function, especially in the cloud. And third, standard business analysis and agile tools. You're going to live in software like Jira and Confluence, and you'll use basic SQL to query data just to validate your requirements. It's this exact combination of these three skills that makes you so incredibly hard to replace, and therefore so highly paid.
Let's pivot over to Section 4, finding your perfect fit.
People ask this all the time. Should I be a BA or a developer? Well, as the business analyst, you define the business problem through clear writing and facilitation. You completely own the domain view. The developer, on the other hand, is the one who actually writes the code, specifically in a language called Gosu, to build the technical solution. So if you love conversations, clear writing, and problem solving with actual people, the BA role is totally for you. If you prefer heads-down coding, you should definitely look at the developer track instead. Now, it's also absolutely essential to distinguish the BA from a functional consultant, because honestly, these titles get mixed up a lot. While a functional consultant advises the client on the Guidewire product's capabilities and the best practices for configuration, you, as the BA, remain the ultimate voice of the business's actual needs. You own that requirement from start to finish. Although, I will say, over time, as you gain deep product knowledge, transitioning from a BA into a functional consultant is a very natural and lucrative progression.
All right, the part you've probably been waiting for.
Section 5. Salaries and Career Growth.
Because your specific blend of insurance and technology is so scarce, you earn a distinct domain premium over a comparable general IT business analyst. For instance, a fresher can start anywhere up to 7 lakhs per annum. But look at that mid-level jump. Between 5 to 7 years of experience, you are looking at 12 to 18 LPA. Your salary scales incredibly rapidly because once you have a proven track record on live Guidewire implementations, you become a totally de-risked hire for these massive consultancies.
And then we have this top-tier salary figure of 45 lakhs per annum, which really highlights the high ceiling for lead BAs. The companies paying these premiums are major global employers like Accenture, Cognizant, Capgemini, and TCS, who are just constantly staffing multi-year transformation projects for global insurers. To push toward the very top of these bands, you'll want to combine your domain expertise with certified Guidewire product knowledge and prove that you can confidently manage senior stakeholders during those really complex cloud migrations.
Finally, Section 6. Your step-by-step roadmap.
Okay, to succeed here, you absolutely must follow this specific sequence. Seriously, do not skip ahead. First, you've got to master the core concepts of property and casualty insurance. Second, formally learn the Guidewire Insurance Suite so you actually know what the software can do. Third, pick up standard agile tools like Jira and Basic SQL. Fourth, validate all of that knowledge by grabbing high-value certifications like the IIBA, ECBA, and Guidewire's own product certs. And fifth, bring the whole shebang together by completing hands-on real-time projects. That way, you walk into an interview with real deliverables to talk about.
To wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a final thought to spark your next career move. The insurance industry is modernizing rapidly, and they're doing it all on Guidewire. They have the budget, they have the technology, but they are desperately short on people who can translate their business needs into technology.